Fear is an emotion that all of us have felt at some point in our lives. You might be afraid of something or someone right now. To name a few, you might be afraid of an individual. You might be afraid of the monsters under your bed. You might have a phobia. Or FOMO, fear of missing out. Or even death. We all have our own fears. The Bible instructs us to not be afraid. Fear not, it says, about 465 times. For God does not give us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Why then the Elohim, the Creator God, make us with this emotion so strong that it can take us to some unhealthy patterns of thoughts and even lead us into anxiety and depression? Even though we are not to fear anything on this earth or below the earth, there is a fear that we must have. It's the fear of the Lord. This type of fear, the fear of the Lord, fearing God, is mentioned about 490 times throughout the Bible. It's way more than the amount of times that God tells us to not be afraid of the things of this world. The fear that we read in the Bible is approaching the throne with a sense of fear inside of us. Being afraid of the God who is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, the God who has all authority to give us the blessings in double portion or discipline us when it's needed. See, every action that we take, there is a reaction. And we have to choose and make a decision. And what action do we take which will align with the kingdom of God and His direction into our lives? And when we don't, well, there are consequences. We are to be afraid of God. And this fear does not equate to being horrified of God, but this fear is being obedient to the will of the Father. Jesus did that on this earth. He did everything that the Father wanted Him to do to fulfill all righteousness. When we live in fear, we live in freedom, knowing that when we follow the path and direction of God, He's got us, that He'll protect us, that He'll be around us and He will surround us. He will fight our battles and that He will bless us beyond our imagination. This brings dependency on God. So you do not have to lean onto your own understanding, but depend completely on God. And this brings intimacy into our relationship. Isaiah says that His delight is in the fear of the Lord. Where is your delight? You have to make a choice today. Do you choose fear of this world? Or do you want to get rid of those fears and believe and trust in the Lord and fear Him and be obedient to Him and do what He calls us to do?